He's stronger, he's smarter, he is better. But there's one thing the Homelander hasn't discovered yet. It's a hidden superpower he may find out in the 4th season. Wait a minute, so he could still get stronger than he already is? Heck yeah, why not? We could always use some more gore. So what else could there be to him? He is already super fast. Definitely can't get any stronger, and even though Soldier Boy and Butcher beat the crap out of him in Season 3, it was Homelander at the end of the day who was unscratched. But maybe an additional skill would only come in handy, so he doesn't even get a close call. So what power could it be? That's right, the way the comics have it, Homelander possesses a supersonic scream because his vocal cords are as strong as him. The only thing this guy has different from Superman is having this scream instead of frozen breath, on top of some extreme issues. And building on such a storyline where he realizes he can be more dangerous will only increase the intensity of the show.
I'm stronger, I'm smarter, I'm better. I am better!
Plus, it makes sense as I said. Why wouldn't he want to push himself after finding out that there's a whole soup who can wipe the V out of everyone? But there's also this other thing, which is essential, that the TV show is totally different from the source material. Like in the comics, Homelander isn't Soldier Boy's son. Plus, Black Noir isn't actually Black Noir. He's a clone of Homelander who was made in case Homelander was to go rogue. But in the series, we saw what happened to our favorite assassin.
So, you were in his team. You knew him. What was he like?
So even though it would be great if they follow it, I'm not sure they're going to. And Season 4 of The Boys has official release dates yet. This takes me to the whole what could be part. In an interview not too long ago, Kripke talked about many different things, including Season 4 and the show's future. When he was asked if fans should expect Ryan to go full Brightburn, he simply threw an "it depends." According to him, if Butcher can get his act together and figure out how to get the kid back, it would be the best thing the boys could have against Homelander. But on the other hand, if the kid chooses to stay with Homelander, which he already is, then that's the end of the world. We can only hope that Butcher gets his act together in the next season. Kripke also talked about Butcher and said that he needs to do so much that he hasn't done yet, and that everything he's tried to do up until this point has gone horribly wrong. Is it a redemption arc? I see. Anyway, when he was asked about the possibility of Soldier Boy returning, he said that an old TV saying goes that you shouldn't kill someone unless you really have to. I think the show ending without Soldier Boy making another appearance would be a wise choice. But there's more from the comics, just like Homelander's super scream, that could happen. In the last few minutes of Season 3, the fans saw Bob Singer running for president with Newman as his running mate.
After the tragic drowning of presumptive VP candidate Lamar Bishop, we go live to the Singer campaign in Sioux Falls, where Dakota Bob just announced his new running mate.
What would you like to say to the American people?
As the next vice president?
And to me, this could be the perfect setup for Homelander's end. Let me explain. Even though Season 3's Homelander had a lot of bad luck, he had a big win at the end when he brutally killed an average protester in broad daylight, and people still treated him like a hero. The Season 3 finale showed that Homelander has once again reached the top of the super food chain, and in Season 4, the unwavering support from his fans will probably push him to not stop himself from killing anyone who gets in his way. And yeah, a similar series of events led to his death in the original comics. But this dramatic climax couldn't have happened without the White House, which suggests that the White House tease in Season 3 could be way more important than one could think. But his death may be different on screen. In the comics, Homelander gets as crazy as it gets. He tries to take over Vought by taking over the White House and killing the president. But like I said, Noir not being in the picture anymore may bring Soldier Boy back. Or maybe, as to what people think, they could follow the noir storyline but with Ryan. But his approval of Homelander's bad behavior at the end of The Boys Season 3 shows that he's more likely to follow his father's lead in the next season than to question or compete with him. Also, Victoria Newman has shown herself to be a strong force, and while she stays out of sight, she secretly pulls the strings with her strong political background and her underrated ability to blow people's heads off. In the last few minutes of Season 3, she joins forces with Homelander for her own reasons, but once she gets to the top, it won't take her long to plan against him, just like she did with her father, Stan Edgar. But wait, the show probably won't kill him until the last season, because almost all of the main plots are about him and how unkillable he is. Plus, Homelander is the only clear-cut villain in the 7, as he drives the main good versus evil storyline by himself. Even the most interesting parts of the Amazon Prime show, like Billy Butcher's painful past, is all connected to Homelander and his bad deeds. This brings me to how much more of the comic they can adapt. As the show has never been an exact mimic of the comic book it was based on, making it is hard to tell how much more of the story is still to come. We've already seen the show talking about important parts of the story, and it's building up to the inevitable fight between Billy Butcher and Homelander. But even though the end of The Boys is getting closer, the differences between the show and the comic are not a good way to predict what will happen. All in all, will it end like the comic, with what people call a breaking all toys method? Well, since Ryan chose Homelander instead of Butcher and Compound V is slowly killing him anyway, there's a lot of room for Butcher to become more like the complete psychopath he is in the comics. In the show, Huey may not have to stop a genocide yet, but we think Butcher may still go after Starlight, since he's made it clear that he's going scorched earth. Also, as I said, Ryan can stand in for Black Noir, the crazy guy, and a clone who kills Homelander in the comics. And this might come to life since Ryan seems to be going in an even darker direction. In fact, fans think it seems more and more likely that the series will end with Butcher's death because he's slowly turning into a villain, just like in the comics. You know how it goes, right? Him making Huey kill him, so that Butcher wouldn't have to answer for his crimes. Even though Butcher is shown in a very different way, this sounds like something he would do. Full circle, eh? To end it on a sweet note, Season 4 will be giving us a bunch of new cast members. Fans are very excited to see all these people with the cast we know and love. Plus, new people mean new stories, and no one's complaining about that. To start with, Rosemary DeWitt will reportedly play Huey Campbell's mother. Also, you might remember a tweet from The Boys' official Twitter accounts on the 1st of December announcing a new cast member. The person in question is Elliot Knight, but no one knows his role yet. Former Supernatural cast members Rob Benedict and Jeffrey Dean have been cast in unnamed roles. So many options, still no clue what direction the new season's gonna go. Having said that, that was all for Homelander and how he might be in the next season.